Hello, and thanks for joining us for this special edition of KXLY 4 News. We're about to take you for a ride high above some of the Inland Empire's most amazing spots, bringing them into focus like never before. I'm Robin Nance here with Derek Dice for the half-hour trip.
We think you're going to be amazed at the beauty of some of the places we are about to show you. Our photographers have become experts in sending our DJI Inspire 2 up, and away. This little 8-pound drone is quite the worker, as we think you'll see.
Even in the snow. We know you might be getting tired of winter this year, but you have to admit it makes things really beautiful.
Let's start with a trip around downtown. Riverfront Park in Spokane is blanketed with a robe of white.
Coming down here is so much scenery, and it's fun to walk around. Decided to come ice skating because I think it's pretty fun. There's a few parts on the ice where I have to hold the rail because there's a lot of snow from skating.
We ice skating today. We had to come check out the ice ribbon. We've never been here before. We like winter, but we like summer a little bit better. But this is fun, huh? We like to ski, yeah, and we like to ice skate.
Yeah.
This was a pretty good day.
Yeah, it's my favorite time of year.
If you feel the need for speed, you don't have to wait for spring.
Check out deep snow downhill biking, fat tire biking in the forest on Canfield Mountain in Coeur d'Alene.
We're out here fat biking on Canfield Mountain. I got a ton of snow the last few days, so I'm gonna go see what we can do. So this is part of its Forest Service property, and it's been a recreational area for forever. Fat biking is basically modified mountain bikes. They're built around really big tires, so that allows you to ride on top of groomed snow or somewhat packed snow. Feels like single track in the summertime, but you're in the middle of winter, cruising down a snowy, beautiful snowy trail. When it gets this deep, sometimes it gets really tough. But it is always fun to be out in the snow, and so certain trails are better for deep snow than others. It's safe to say that it's always a lot of work, but it's fun work. Most bike shops will have 1 or 2 demo bikes or rentals. I know we do a Vertical Earth, and I'm pretty sure all the other bike shops around do. It is a little different skill riding a fat bike. You have to just drop the tire pressure down to the point where you can ride on the snow. That it's so beautiful up there. You get up there on top of the mountain and get just the huge vistas, and yeah, it can be really nice.
Golfing and winter don't usually mix, but there are some exceptions.
We caught up with a North Idaho family who doesn't let a little snow stop them from hitting the links. Check out the Priest Lake Golf Course and the fun they're having there.
Today we just got the family out and we came up to the golf course here at Priest Lake. In the wintertime they turn it into a Nordic center, so you can cross-country ski or snowshoe on it. They set some tracks for snowshoers.
It's really fun, and you just get to be outside and you get to go in the snow, and I'd say you should do it.
It's relaxing and it's really beautiful.
You don't have to stay on that groomed track. You can go out wherever you want to go. It's really fun when there's a lot of powder. I don't know, there's no people. It's just kind of fun to go have some space to go check it out and see what animals run out at you. no one really has any snow, but we have some. I get out and come take a day trip and, you know, get some fresh air. And I mean, I have heard it called a winter wonderland or even a snow globe sometimes. It is really pretty. You never know what you're going to see.
Well, nothing beats helping a good cause if you have to go out in the cold anyway.
Youth Emergency Services, which helps homeless teens in Pend Oreille County, rounded up some tough guys recently to get out on Diamond Lake. They were catching fish and helping kids.
We're in Diamond Lake, Washington, which is about 10 miles south of Newport, 30 miles north of Spokane. A lot less hustle and bustle in the winter. There's not near as many people around. All the summer people go home and it's generally pretty quiet. Right now we've got close to 10 inches ice, so it's in great shape. There's plenty of good ice, cold weather for the next couple weeks, so it's gonna last a while. We had the idea one morning of doing a fishing tournament because it's the first year the lake's been opened in years. This tournament's to benefit Youth Emergency Services in Newport, which takes care of homeless teenage kids in Newport, kind of helps them out with clothes, helps them out wherever they can. You see 98 kids typically every month, plus 5 to 6 stragglers. So there's a lot more of a homeless youth problem in Pend Oreille County than I ever realized.
Fishing's not too bad. I've caught a couple. I just return them because I'm not after the trout. I've got enough at home, but I'm trying to catch the perch. I guess there was about 50 people out here Saturday. So this place, yeah, there should be a lot of people out here, I'm thinking.
It's been a great winter for ice fishing, surprisingly. You know, it took a while to get it here, but now that it's here, we got probably close to another month of ice fishing left.
Well, there are other places you can ice fish as well. Round Lake is one of them.
There's also hiking and snowshoeing. Whatever you enjoy, now's your chance to do it practically by yourself.
Round Lake is a 58-acre lake. It's perfect for family fishing. In the wintertime, we have a lot of ice fishing going on. You can see that the lake is just starting to freeze up, so it'll be a couple weeks yet. We also have Trappers Trail, which goes around the perimeter of the lake. That's about 2 miles long, and the other one is about 3 miles long. So great little hour hike, pretty easy to get around on. In the wintertime, you can snowshoe as well as cross-country ski around the trail. We have 51 campsites. 16 of them are hookup sites. There are boats allowed on the lake. There's no gasoline motors allowed on the lake, so it makes it for a nice, quiet stay at the park. It sits low so that it's well protected from the wind. You can bring out your kayaks, paddle boards, canoes. It's a great lake for that. Yeah, it's only an hour from Spokane. We're only 10 miles out of Sandpoint, about 25 miles out of Coeur d'Alene. So it's relatively close, but you come down the hill into the park and it's like you're in a whole different world. It's our own little secret.
Well, we're just getting started with this trip around the Inland Northwest.
Here's your chance to climb on board. For kids and kids at heart, we are heading to the Rail Museum. It's something to see from up above.
And here's an urban treasure you may not even know about, a giant park off of High Drive on Spokane's South Hill. We'll take you there next. Welcome back. It's the place to be for a stunning sunset and a great hike in the city of Spokane.
If you haven't been to the High Drive Bluff Park, you are in for a treat.
We're right on the upper side, right below High Drive of the High Drive Bluff Park, and which stretches for 4 miles or so from like 14th Avenue all the way around the Qualchan Golf Course out to 195. There's 500 acres of forest, 40 miles of trails, a creek running along the bottom, a spectacular place for hiking or walking your dog or trail running. The park department came in with great visionaries and decided to start buying this land over 100 years ago. And the latest purchase just happened here this year. It's amazing. A lot of people just drive on High Drive and watch these spectacular sunsets, but they're just seeing a fraction of the beauty of this place. And people come down here winter, all summer. It's well used. I've never seen this great of an open space park, like right in the city. You know, that just doesn't happen everywhere. I don't think people realize what a treasure this is.
Let's hit the road now, or maybe we should say, let's hit the rails.
The trains have played a big part in the Inland Northwest history, and keeping it alive is the goal of one local group.
Welcome to the Inland Northwest Rail Museum. Largest museum in this area that's devoted strictly to the history of trains. So what we're doing is we're collecting all the historical things we can about railroads so they don't end up being scrapped. We have 4 museum cars outside that people can go through. It's loaded with memorabilia and model trains. Passenger cars was the mode of transportation back in the 1880s, 1920s. Up through that period, that's how everybody traveled. You can walk around, climb up on the steam engine out there, see it. We have got a diesel engine. So it's kind of fun. We call it Walk Among the Giants. We say you need to spend about at least 2 hours here to be able to see everything, take a train ride, do a little shopping, and the experience is well worth it. And we always make sure we give them something to take with them to remember their experience. And that's our job, is to make sure that people can learn about the history of what was here. Typically, a lot of times when I go to speak to people, I ask them how many people have ever ridden a train. Not many hands. And that's what we're trying to resurrect, because once people get, it's kind of like a disease. Once you ride a train, you want to ride another one. Bring your family out here. It's only 25 miles from Spokane. Such an important part of our history that I think that it's well worth preserving. Preserving history and building the future. That's our motto.
It's a winter migratory flyaway for many birds like ducks, geese, and owls.
Our Air 4 drone takes us to the skies now above the Slavin Conservation Area in South Spokane County.
It's great. The trails are awesome, not very rocky, not too much uphill and downhill, pretty level, easy to ride. Just to get out in nature and get away from everything. This is my relaxation.
Priest Lake in the summer is beautiful. Priest Lake in the winter, beautiful. So don't miss out.
Still ahead on this special edition of KXLY 4 News, a cross-country skiing trail with a view that can't be beat. We'll take you there next.
Or if you're going to be out and skiing, why not let your dog do the work for you? We'll introduce you to a local skijoring team, Man and Beast. There is no end to the beauty in North Idaho.
So why not click on a pair of cross-country skis and see Priest Lake at its prettiest, surrounded by snow.
We're here in Priest Lake and we're cross-country skiing on the Shoreline Trail. I ski a lot in the wintertime. It's probably my favorite thing to do. It gets you outside. It's beautiful outdoors. The trails are groomed really nicely at the lake, and it's just a nice way to enjoy Priest Lake in the wintertime. There's a really good network of trails around here, and we have a volunteer Nordic club that maintains the trails and groom them on a regular basis. It goes right along the shoreline. There's quite a few miles of shoreline. They're not all maintained for cross-country skiing, but there's usually enough. Cross-country skiing is something just about any age can do. It doesn't take a lot of equipment. You can just, for renting or buying some fairly inexpensive skis and poles, young and old can get out and enjoy the cross-country ski trails. The lake is just amazing, and the sun's shining right now, which makes it especially beautiful. All the views are spectacular. It's really hard to beat the views that you see here. I've been to quite a few different places, and it's really tough for some places to measure up.
Well, for a while, the weather was warm enough that the Links Golf Course in Post Falls was talking about opening for the season months ahead of schedule.
Oh, that's not the case anymore, but here's a bird's eye view of the club.
This is the Links Golf Club. So the Links is a true Scottish Links style golf club, which means fairly generous wide fairways, but if you get off those fairways, normally the rough is knee deep. Very rolling big greens. Our number 9 hole is the only par 6 that we know of this side of the Mississippi. It is 777 yards from the back tees, plays very generously long. Here at the Links, we sit on top of an old rock quarry, so the water just goes directly into the ground. So we drain pretty good. We don't have an issue typically with standing water too much anywhere. Last Saturday, we were real close to opening, and we fielded 112 phone calls for the day for people who wanted to play golf on Saturday. The closest we've ever been is, I think, my second year here, which is 3 or 4 years ago, and we opened January 25th. Being born and raised here in Post Falls, it's very unusual to have this kind of weather for us.
We are just about out of time, but there is one more thing we just have to show you.
What could be more fun than being outside with dogs who love the snow? We'll let you listen to a musher and ski jorer talk about that joy. Well, we're well into ski season now, but we're going to take you back for a look at Schweitzer just before the fun began.
Yeah, it's going to make you want to grab your skis and go.
Normally we have quite a lot more natural snow by now, and the snowmaking effort isn't near as vital. We have 9 snowmaking guns. We have 16 placements for those guns to be hooked up to water and power. And from those placements, we make snow and then move the snow with snow cats to basically everywhere. Normally we're just making enough snow to plug ditches and the real harsh terrain features and whatnot, but this season we've had to make enough snow to cover the entire run. Last year we had a phenomenal snow year. It was a record-setting year, and it's been fairly consistent, you know, not by Thanksgiving all the time. That's why we have snowmaking.
Every year, Spokane holds its annual Barker-Beiner race up at Mount Spokane. It's a ski jorer race hosted by the Spokane Nordic Ski Association.
And if you don't know what ski joring is, you're in for a treat. It's a sport that's gone to the dogs.
We're at Priest Lake, and we're at the site of the Priest Lake sled dog races. People are familiar with the Iditarod, which is like 1,000 miles. The races up here are between 5 and 10 miles. Let's go. My primary sport's still ski joring, but we added in a sled with kind of a focus on training, but we also do some racing. My favorite part of ski joring or dog sledding is trust. And people don't realize how much trust it takes to ski behind your dog at 20 miles an hour. Once they run, they're silent, and you get to be just quiet, and you all get to be together out in this beautiful space together. It's really amazing. I race for Team USA for their 1 and 2 dog-powered sports developmental team. So there's sort of a hope and a lot of effort that gets put into trying to make it an Olympic sport. If you have a dog that's athletic and likes to pull, you've probably got a dog that would like to do ski joring.
Well, we hope you've enjoyed hanging out with us and checking out some of the amazing places around the inland Northwest.
Spring will be here before you know it, so go out and enjoy the rest of winter. Alongside Robin Nance, I'm Derek Dice, and we'll see you soon on Good Morning Northwest.